The Assorted Sidearms weapon pack is coming to Call the Wild tomorrow, and thanks to Expansive Worlds, we've got a chance to try them out just a little bit early. Now, this weapon pack has 3 different weapons. First, we have the 10mm Glock. Second, we have the 45 revolver. And third, we have the 243 single shot. And by the way, the animation for putting away the revolver is quite cool. I like what they have going on for that. Now, before we go out and put these weapons through their paces, we'll go ahead and take a look at the different variations here in the storage locker. And I should say as well throughout the video, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. But we also will be streaming hunting with these weapons here on YouTube in about 3 hours, so you can also stop in and ask the question there as well. And so just real quick to take a look at the different variations, and we can do so by equipping all of them because they're incredibly light, each one weighing only 1 unit of storage. But for the 243, we have the Champion and the Competitor. For the 45, the Cavalry and the Frontier. And for the 10mm, we have the 40A and the G4 LS. So a bunch of different options. For this hunt, I think we're going to kind of stick with the nicer ones, maybe outside of the Glock. I just like the matte black a little bit better. So let's go with that. And the first thing we're actually going to do is jump to Hirschfelden and take a look at fire rate. Now, naturally, when it comes to the 243, there's not going to be a whole lot to look at in terms of fire rate because it is a single shot, but check out the fact that we can have the Arcoscope on this thing and get 16 times zoom. At 50 meters, even 0 to 400, we're hitting pretty much dead on. And the zero ranges, by the way, are 50, 100, and 200, which is really interesting for a handgun. This thing is going to be a complete and major difference maker for loadouts. Next, we'll move to one where the fire rate actually does matter, and to do that, we're going to step down off the platform. The target range gives you unlimited ammo, and I want to fire the entire 15 round mag of the Glock. And I don't think we're going to aim that much. I'm just going to spam click as fast as possible, just to look at the kind of ideal fire rate. I'm not going to say you could hit a lot of things accurately doing that, but if you needed it on a charging K Buffalo or anything like that, even though it's not ethical, that would probably get the job done. And then lastly, again for the 45, we'll step down here with our 5-round cylinder, and we're just going to fire as quickly as possible, which with the hammer cocking necessary, it takes a little bit of time, but it is just enough actually to kind of get back on target and end up with a pretty accurate shot. I like that. Solid reload animation as well, very much different than anything we've had in the past. That is pretty cool to see. This gun in particular definitely has the best animations. But firing on a target range can only tell us so much, and I really didn't expect for our first game animal to be a coyote. I really do want to see how this 243 does at range, and we are about to find out. Let's try to take the shot maybe on the walk. Hard to say what the lead should be, but that looked to be an okay hit. Now, 200 meters is pretty far, and it's starting to go down. I'm really intrigued to see if that is a vital hit. Now, not the fastest kill, but I would say if you were to bring that 243 along in your loadout, you're not expecting it to bring a lot of things down quickly. It's probably on a hunt where you're more so targeting big game and just don't want to be left without a weapon that you could use should a level 9 coyote or something like that step out. If that's a long shot, I'm going to be thoroughly impressed, at least in terms of its range capability. It may have actually been even better. That was no organs hit, and the coyote was going down that fast. Maybe not as impressive in terms of range, only because it was difficult to gauge the lead, and I'll be intrigued to see where this actually hit. But the fact that at 200 meters, with a handgun after all, it was going down that fast, that's not what I expected to see. And so the real question is, where did we actually hit it? It was in the spine, and by the way, completely new harvest screen, maybe not completely new, but it's very much zoomed in, and I don't even know how to describe the changes to like the x-ray part, but I definitely do find that it gets a little bit kind of framey at times, so that can be a little bit odd, but I'm gonna assume that was on me. I didn't feel like I aimed that high, but it may have been a matter of trying to get the lead just right and kind of forgetting to get the height right. So I'll slow-mo that just to see where we ended up aiming. But regardless, that's pretty impressive from a handgun to do something like that. So next up is going to be the 45. I know probably everybody wants to see how the Glock performs, but the animations for the 45 have really gotten my attention, so let's try to take this buck at about 40 meters. This gun can zero from 50, 25, and 75, and quite honestly, unless we shot that in the heart, that was pretty good. Now, the 45, I'm not sure if this is new ammo, and by the way, I don't know what to think of this map thing. You can move it around. I guess that's useful. I'm not actually sure of the point, but I at least don't remember the 45 Colt Full Metal Jacket being a thing before. Maybe it was, but I didn't own any, so I'm assuming it probably was not a thing in the game in the past. But let's actually see how we did on the Whitetail buck. That was a lung, double lung and liver shot, so could have been a little influence from that, but even still, brought him down good and quickly. According to this, if we can go to the right spot, 100% quick kill, that means he was dead in less than 8 seconds. I'll take that as a success on a whitetail. By the way, we're going to go and find another deer, whitetail, blacktail, whatever we can run into for the Glock, and then we're going to go after some wolves. The 10 mil, of course, and the 45 are kind of marketed as sidearms, and I'd like to see how they do in a protection scenario with a pack of wolves, but I first wanted to just get an idea of how they do on animals in a more controlled environment. Sometimes with wolves, shots aren't accurate and stuff you don't expect kind of happens. So one more, hopefully deer-sized animal, we can go and try that. There's no way. We have a level 3 whitetail out here. The last time that we hunted Layton, I know we went through here and shot some bucks, and I think that's going to be a respawn. Maybe we can get a diamond whitetail as our first kill with the Glock. This will be interesting to try to get into range, because the reeds I think are going to hide them a bit. Let's try to place a waypoint over in there, and we'll see if we can get into like 50 or so. That's him there at right about 70. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of think we may need to take the shot from here. I just don't see how getting closer does us anything but kind of lose sight of him, and I'm not real familiar with the reflex sights. There is one for the 10 mil specifically, and I mean, we can spot him. I think we can do it if we can maybe take the shot with his head up. I don't have a reason to think that wouldn't be a lung, and the health is starting to go down pretty quickly. I'm honestly impressed with the power of these handguns so far. The 243, the shot was not that good, and even still brought down the coyote rather quickly. And the 2 deer, they've gone down really fast, and maybe again the shot placement was especially lucky. I didn't feel like it was far back like it would have been double lung liver. Maybe heart again when you're shooting 70 meters with a non-magnified sight. Hard to say exactly what it would have been, but this is a guaranteed diamond as long as the shot was into the vitals, and I can only imagine with him going down that fast, it must have been. Diamond is 255, he was a 257 minimum, and in fact a 258.7 on that in double lung. 70 meters, pretty good job from the Glock there. Almost hit him in the heart, that would have been pretty cool. But that's not exactly what I expected to happen for our 3 kills on Layton. 1 diamond down. We'll tax that as our first kill with the 10 mil, and let's go try it on some wolves. What is happening today? That is an egg white in that pack. I don't know if it was a male or a female, but this has been the theme thus far. A bunch of packs of wolves that are just fleeing. And you may recall earlier I said trying to test handguns on aggressive wolves could have some unpredictable things happen. One other problem is sometimes they just won't go aggressive. This is like the 3rd pack, but this is a legitimate rare. It was changed not that long ago to where egg white and red brown wolves are proper rares and not just uncommons. So even if these don't go aggressive, I really would like to try to get that. The question is though, how long are they going to flee and where are they going to go? Because they're kind of seemingly just trotting around down there. We might just have to shoot it with the 243. They're in this non-stop fleeing state. And even when they slow down like this, they ultimately end up taking off again. And you can see, like this one walking over here, still says fleeing. So if it will stop and give us a broadside shot, I guess we're going to try it. Never would have guessed that we were going to shoot any wolves in this video with the 243, but I think that is what we're about to do. Just for a second there had like a nervous pop-up, but we're taking that shot. It was not going to actually slow down and stay nervous. Now, a wolf is pretty big for a 243, but we saw what it did on the coyote. That was about 130 meters and we aimed a little high, and it's going down, so I think we did it. Not exactly the way I wanted that to go, and maybe because I saw another one here, could we at least get a shot off with the Glock? I'd like a little better than that, but we at least got to shoot at a wolf. Not exactly the way it's supposed to go, but I think what we're gonna do is, that is odd, that disturbed veg shows as black through that pine tree, or just in general. Must be a bit of a texture glitch, but anyway, I think we're gonna go to Quattro, because it's going to be a little more likely usually to get the Iberian wolves to go aggressive. I don't know, can we like get a shot at maybe that? I mean, we hit it. We can see what that does, but for our egg white with the 243, and oh goodness, what is, its eyes are like turned black? That's kind of terrifying. Alright, let's just go ahead and pick that up. That was a long shot. Not bad from that 243 at 118 meters. Some weird conditions, weird circumstances, weird everything going on. But our second kind of unique kill, got a diamond and an egg white wolf. And quite frankly, I don't even remember where we have an egg white in our trophy lodge, but this one will replace it. This is a legit rare. The egg white that we would have shot this in our lodge from who knows how long ago was when they were an uncommon. We killed that other wolf, by the way. I wonder how that actually went. Not only did we kill it, we lung shot it. I'll tell you what, as impressed as I've been with the 243 from our two shots, this 45 is awesome. I really like it. If I could equip the right weapon, that'd be really cool. But not only does it have my favorite animations, with the first whitetail we shot, it went really well. And now on this wolf, I mean, not super easy to just, you know, kind of blind shoot, get the lead correct at 70-ish meters. We did it with that. I don't know how I feel about the disturb veg thing, by the way. That seems to be happening frequently. I just don't know why it would do that, but I'm gonna say, I don't know, 20-30% quick kill? Something like that. It ran fairly far, but not so far that it was difficult to actually track. Double lunged it at 95 meters, in fact. That is not a bad deal. Quick kill was 15%. Not that we're looking for a lot of quick kill from our sidearm on a random trotting wolf, but that did decent, I would say. It at least sounds like we're about to have the opportunity that we're after. Okay, well, I guess this is what we were looking for, but not exactly what I was predicting. Not gonna lie, it could be shot placement, and again, to go back to the unpredictability thing, that is certainly a thing that happens, but not a lot of health dropping thus far from these wolves. We're gonna try to keep ourselves healthy and attempt to do as best we can here in this. I think that was finally a decent shot. So this is a thing I've seen, and I kind of forgot about it going into this video. Wolves will, for whatever reason, just kind of circle you, and it makes it really tough to actually get a shot off. I seem to recall, as we need to heal again, we shot, I think, a diamond, I did not mean to claim that, while we were getting circled like that, and it is very, very difficult to actually deal with. But one thing's for certain, outside of the brain shots that we're getting, it's not been the most effective defense weapon. That was quite an odd thing. At least they did attack. Not gonna complain there. So, well, that shot definitely is not gonna do so good. And then two double lung shots. How far apart? I guess we can't know timing-wise how far apart they were. That would be the most important information there to actually make a judgment. This ultimately ended up being a brain shot, but the first shot, again, was not so good. What are the odds that they're actually going to come back this way? I think there's one other here, but this too, I think, was one that we had to shoot a bunch of times. Flesh, the first 4, and then liver, stomach. Really, it's not the pistol. It's more so the shot placement there. I don't know if we can get another pack to attack. Obviously, I didn't get to address it thanks to how crazy things got, but I resorted to trying to hunt them in their drink time just to get them to go aggressive. I mean, it doesn't seem to matter what we end up doing. We primarily end up with spooked wolves, and I guess if there is a positive, we got to see how the 10mm performs on wolves, even if it was in a bit of an odd situation. And did we heart shot that? That should not have died that fast. I am very intrigued to see what the heck just happened, but what I was going to say was, the 10mm did allow us to survive. Maybe not in the best of circumstances. We had not so good shooting, which better shooting definitely would have made that situation maybe go a little more smoothly. But ultimately, with a little bit of healing and being able to kind of maneuver ourselves around, we were able to come out of that alive, and I do consider that a plus. But just the way that the Iberian wolves attacked with that running around, and I think they're going to do that consistently, I'm not so sure that any weapon is a great choice, because it's just really tough to actually make good, consistent shots. But I want to know what we just did. We somehow hit it in the neck. I didn't even think we let it that much, but I'm not going to complain. 150 meters out, we did aim a little bit maybe too high. Zeroed for 200. Impressive nonetheless from the 243. I'm coming away so far most impressed with that gun, and most kind of, I don't know, infatuated with the 45 and the animations and the looks of it. Maybe one final chance, and maybe even better, an opportunity to kind of make some shots. So there's a long shot from the Glock, and if we can just kind of maneuver ourselves around here, maybe we can actually get somewhere. So I took the reflex sight off, and we need to heal really soon. Unfortunately, didn't get to go very far with that. I don't even know that I can blame the gun that much. At least we got a couple of wolves, but I thought maybe that would help with aiming, especially given the low light conditions. And again, could any gun have kept us safe there? Probably not. So there's not a whole lot we can glean from that, and I don't even know what to make of it, other than the fact that, at least that time, I think we made 2 long shots. This was the one that was further up the hill, level 3 female, and then the level 4 I think was the one that we shot first. So we got some wolves. What I will say, and I should have looked at the quick kill there, but I think this is kind of the same hit. Lung, liver, and stomach, not too far away from just being a double lung. 65% quick kill. You would like your, defense weapon to be a little more effective than that. To compare, and a 15-round mag certainly helps, but the 454, for instance, which is one of my favorite wolf defense guns, will bring them down a lot more quickly, and it does at least prevent those ones that you've already shot from running into you and doing that bit of damage, and maybe it's enough time to get that heal off that we weren't quite able to get off there. So just for the heck of it, even if it's not a charging wolf, I just want to see if I can get, maybe within 50 meters, something like that, and shoot one last one with the 45, just to kind of see how it does. We shot a wolf with the 243, actually we shot 2 wolves with the 243 today, but it's never really going to be a wolf defense weapon being a single shot, so I don't mind not looking at the quick kill and stuff that much, or not making the same shots that we would in those circumstances. I do, though, want to know how the 45 will do. I don't know where that one's warning calling from, but worst case we have these ones to look at. And as much as I'd like to try to get the mythical, I think we're going to go for this one. As soon as it kind of goes broadside, I want to have like a decent basis of comparison. And that at least hopefully should be a long shot. It looks to be. And I'm not going to lie, like it's doing okay, but not as good as I would have liked. So I guess for the heck of it, we'll see how the 45 does as a defense weapon. That was the mythical, and that was actually good shot. I wonder, so the reload animation for this is slow, and that could be a bit of a problem in a situation like this. We got to just kind of move ourselves around and try to buy time to reload. I'm not going to swap weapons. We could have 2 45s for this, but I don't think that really demonstrates the point that well. Now we kind of get into the faster part of the reload. Still at least 3 here we got to get. That at least was a better shot. That'll be a lung. And I think that's a lung. So I really don't want to say the 45 is better than the Glock. To me, they seem to take down wolves about at the same rate. And we'll look at the quick kill whenever these are done chasing us. Are these ones that we've shot yet? We might not quite be done. But I mean, you could see the difference as they both just fell down. We were able to move ourselves around and buy time that time. Versus with the Glock, it just was not going to happen. But let's compare a couple. This one we shot twice. Quick kill of 0%. Despite the double lung at 5 meters, but that was a later shot. So that probably isn't the best one. Gonna say this is going to be about the same deal. This one we double lung livered at 36 meters. So this is the one we shot first. That one, 71%. Not bad. I think the Glock was 60 something with a lesser shot. So they are very similar in power. And as for our mythical, we did hit the skull, which, I mean, he was charging at us, so what do you do about that? That was a very quick kill. And then maybe this down here is the last one. I think it may be. And it was a lung, liver, stomach, gold, level 7. And quick kill for that, 37%. So I should go and mention as well, I should have probably mentioned this at the beginning, but I think it's also relevant to look at here. The ammo classes for these weapons are relatively low for all three. Obviously, the 243 is 2 to 6, same as the rifle. If we go down to the handgun calibers, though, the 45 Colt Full Metal Jackets that we've been using today are classes 2 to 5. Wolves are a class 5, so going any higher than that would be unethical, and I think that's why it makes sense to actually chase wolves in this video. And then the Glock, the 10mm, is 2 to 6. There's really no, at least ethical, animals that would go aggressive that we can shoot with these weapons other than the wolves. And while they did okay, I really wouldn't rate them as the best protection sidearms in the game. I still think the 454 does that better. And maybe the 15 round mag of the Glock kind of goes in its direction, but I'm not sure it's enough, just based on the fact that the wolves stay alive long enough to maybe run into you and end up taking out some of your health that you really need in those situations. So as for the 243, I think it's going to be a major game changer for loadouts. The other two I think are going to be really fun to hunt with. I'm just not sure they're the best option for the personal protection side. And I hope that doesn't make it sound too negative, because I really did enjoy using them, particularly the 45. I can't wait to just go and hunt with that thing a little bit more. And obviously, as a kind of, novelty hunting weapon, the Glock did really well on the Whitetail, and on the wolves, serviceable, but again, maybe not the best choice. The 243, though, as I said, it is, for the job that it's meant to do, in my opinion, the best of the bunch, and that normally is the case with any weapon pack. There's always one that really makes it worth it. For me, in this one, it is the 243. So back in February of 2021, we shot this egg white, which I think scores the same as the one that we got today. And I'm going to assume June of 2021 is what we need to look for to take this apart. I was off by a bit. The egg white from today was 32, so I think 1.3 lower scoring. But certainly a lot more rare to get one now than when we got one in early 2021. But that was pretty cool. Ultimately, we had a diamond and a rare, took the diamond whitetail with the Glock, and surprisingly, the egg white wolf with the 243. And I'm really looking forward to getting to hunt with these guns a little bit more on stream in a bit. And I want to see what you guys have to say in the comments below, as well as in the stream chat, and just kind of gauge what everybody's thinking of these guns. I was not prepared to enjoy the 45 as much as I have. And again, as I said, I think the 243 is the best of the bunch in terms of doing what it is meant to do. We'll have to try out some other applications for the 10mm and the 45 for now, but like I said, 243 is really good, 45 is a lot of fun to hunt with, and I think everybody's going to enjoy the magazine size of the Glock, regardless of what they're actually shooting with it. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video, so as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.